In the hallowed halls of Camelot, where chivalry and valor reigned supreme, a tale of betrayal and vengeance unfolded, forever entwined with the legend of King Arthur. Mordred, the illegitimate son of Arthur and his half-sister Morgause, emerged as a figure of darkness, destined to become the nemesis of his own father. From his birth, Mordred was shrouded in secrecy and shame. Arthur, consumed by guilt and fear, banished his son to a distant land, hoping to erase the stain of his illicit affair. Yet, fate had other plans. As Mordred grew into manhood, whispers of his true parentage reached his ears, igniting a burning desire for revenge. Driven by a thirst for power and a twisted sense of justice, Mordred returned to Camelot, his heart filled with bitterness. He found a kingdom divided, weakened by years of war and treachery. Arthur, once the embodiment of virtue, had become a shadow of his former self, haunted by the sins of his past. Mordred seized upon this opportunity, exploiting the discontent among the knights of the Round Table. With cunning and deceit, he sowed seeds of doubt and rebellion, turning brother against brother. As the kingdom teetered on the brink of civil war, Mordred's true intentions became clear. He challenged Arthur to a final battle, a clash that would determine the fate of Camelot. On the blood-soaked fields of Camelot, the two armies met in a cataclysmic confrontation. Mordred, fueled by hatred and ambition, fought with the ferocity of a demon. Arthur, torn between his love for his son and his duty to his kingdom, hesitated. But Mordred's treachery had gone too far. With a heavy heart, Arthur struck the fatal blow, ending the life of his own flesh and blood. As the dust settled, Camelot lay in ruins, its once glorious knights scattered and broken. Mordred's victory was short-lived, for he too perished in the battle, his body riddled with wounds. In the aftermath of the tragedy, the legend of Mordred became a cautionary tale about the corrosive power of betrayal and the destructive consequences of unchecked ambition. He was remembered as the illegitimate son who brought down the greatest kingdom of all time, a symbol of the darkness that can lurk within even the noblest of hearts. Centuries later, the story of Mordred and Arthur continues to captivate and haunt the human imagination. It is a tale of love, betrayal, and the eternal struggle between good and evil. And as long as the legend of Camelot endures, so too will the memory of Mordred, the illegitimate son who became the nemesis of his own father. In the annals of history, Mordred's name is forever etched as a symbol of treachery and vengeance. But beyond the darkness, there lies a glimmer of tragedy, a reminder that even the most twisted of souls can be driven by a misguided sense of justice. For Mordred, his quest for revenge was a twisted path paved with pain and destruction. He sought to right the wrongs he perceived had been done to him, but in doing so, he only perpetuated the cycle of violence and suffering. In the end, Mordred's actions brought about the downfall of Camelot, the kingdom he claimed to love. His ambition and hatred consumed him, leaving behind a legacy of ruin and despair. Yet, amidst the tragedy, there is a glimmer of humanity. Mordred was not simply a villain, but a complex and flawed character. He was a victim of circumstance, a pawn in the hands of fate. His story serves as a warning about the dangers of unchecked ambition and the corrosive power of betrayal. As the centuries pass, the legend of Mordred continues to resonate with audiences around the world. It is a tale that explores the darkest corners of the human heart, reminding us that even in the most noble of societies, the seeds of treachery and vengeance can take root.